Well, good morning. It's Sunday morning. Just a quick little walk before church. Got my coffee. I want to talk about the cross. Now, really what I want to talk about is keeping the cross in focus. We have a tendency to forget things. We forget little things all the time, but sometimes we forget really important things. And God knows that. He told the Israelites in Deuteronomy 6 to be careful not to forget. Remember he said, when the Lord your God brings you into the land he swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give you a land with large flourishing cities you did not build, and houses filled with all kinds of good things you did not provide, etc., wells you did not dig, and so forth. He said in verse, I believe it's 12, be careful that you do not forget the Lord who brought you out of Egypt and out of the land of slavery. There was another time in Mark chapter 8, the disciples were worried about having no bread, and Jesus was disappointed by that, and he asked them a question. He said, don't you remember? And he went on to say, don't you remember the 5 loaves I broke for the 5,000, and how many baskets of bread you picked up, and when I broke the 7 loaves for the 4,000, how many baskets you picked up? And it was all predicated with that question, don't you remember? Jesus said something when he was going to the cross, when he instituted the Lord's Supper. He said, do this in remembrance of me. And makes me think of that classic old hymn. It says, lest I forget Gethsemane, lest I forget thine agony, lest I forget thy love for me. Lead me to Calvary. What a great hymn. Such an important thing to keep in mind. We have to remember the cross. So crucial that we keep it in focus. That we remember it in a way that it is fresh and never stale. And remember it in a way where it is like it has just happened. And where our hearts are moved. And moved in such a way that it causes us to be passionate in our love for him, and our hearts to be overwhelmed with gratitude, and really to say, I will do anything for you. You died for me. I will certainly happily live for you, and never doubt your goodness, and never doubt your love. When we doubt God's love, we're temporarily forgetting the cross, because there's no way we could doubt his love if we're standing next to the cross. I think of that hymn again I mentioned, and the fourth, I think it is, verse of that song says something like, let me see if I can remember it. May I be willing, Lord, to bear daily my cross for thee, even thy cup of grief to share. Thou hast borne all for me. Wow. It's a great hymn. I know sometimes, look, we experience pain, and this world, part of the human experience is that we do experience suffering. And I just hope that when we do, it doesn't overshadow his suffering for us.